Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, tonight I'm going to do another infinity pour with all metallics except for black. I'm just going to add some black to give it a bit of contrast. So the main reason is I brought some new, smaller, thicker canvases and they're on sale. So I've got to test out a pour to see whether they're good enough to go back and buy more before the sale finishes. So I thought I'd keep it simple with a technique I enjoy. And hopefully it looks good on this, and then I can go and get a couple more, because they're quite a nice, cute, smaller canvas, but having thicker sides, it makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, special. So, my colours are marte gold, marte silver, then I have, so they're a full dose. So a full dose is 75 grams in total. So 22 grams paint, 38 grams floetrol, and 15 grams water. Then the other three colours, the black, and I have decoart dazzling metallics in pearl purple and decoart dazzling metallics in berry. So I've done them all at a half dose, or they're actually 32 grams in total, which is 9 grams paint, 17 grams floetrol, and 6 grams water. So there's not really a lot of paint. So even though that I'm using these, I really only use like 1/6 of a bottle. So it's actually quite good. I find this technique doesn't use a lot of paint. It uses floetrol. And I use Australian floetrol in case you're in another country and you're not sure. So my goal is to do the berry colour with the gold, the purple colour with the silver, and I'm going to add a little bit of black into both. The black is just to contrast a little bit because there's a lot of silver and a lot of gold. So we will start with just a tad of the silver, and being metallics, this is a little bit more runnier than my normal paint colours. So just not a lot, but just a tad. So again, I'm just going to do a dirty pour with it. So I'm just going to pour in bits of each colour at a time. And this is also to see how a completely metallic of these infinity pours works, because I haven't done one with only metallics. I've done it with a mixture of metallics in. Like I usually put a little bit of silver in some of them, but I thought we'll see how this goes with virtually just metallics and then just a bit of black just to give it something different. And I think the black will actually react a little bit with the metallic paint and may give me different effects. I don't know what type of effects because I haven't done it. So we will see. This is the fun part. Experiment with something. Trying out new canvas. Having a bit of fun. Because I've got to get up early for work tomorrow. And I can't spend a lot of time doing pour tonight. So I'm going to try and do this a bit quicker. So this also may be a little bit challenging, having the deeper edges. So the canvas is about half the size of my normal canvas. This is an 8 by 10. So it's about half the size of my normal canvas, but it's got deeper sides, so I didn't go completely half the amount of paint. I had to kind of work it all out a little bit. So I'm going to move that out of the way just in case I drop any of this paint in it. As we remember last night, I dropped my cup inside the actual pouring paint. I often have little clumsy boo-boos. I've been known my whole life to be slightly clumsy. My mum watches these videos sometimes, and I'm sure she is at home laughing, going a tad clumsy. She's probably thinking I was extremely clumsy. So far the cups actually look pretty cool. I'm hoping these colours work well together. Like I say, please be friends. Paint. Yeah, so I think my biggest challenge is going to be make sure the sides are completely covered. But every pour you do, you'll always have some sort of a challenge. Whether, no matter what it is, and you just have to go with it and work it all out. Excellent. So the cups are looking pretty good already. You can see the different colours in there. So I'm going to put gloves on, because sometimes you can pour the paint on and you can leave it there for a second to settle. Other times it starts to pour off the edges and you've got to start tilting straight away. So always best to be prepared. And I found my scraping knife finally. It was right next to me on my little table. Okay, so I can see reactions between the different paints already. So we're going to pour this and see how it goes. So it's infinity pour, but it's small canvas, so I can't do such big rings. So I may have to go a little bit slower with how I do this. Whoa, whoa, lots of paint here. Alright, I'm going to have to start tilting before it runs off those edges. Whoa. This is a little bit more runnier. But, oh well. So, I've tilted. I'm going to cover those corners quickly. So then, as the paint runs off, it will fill in any marks that I've made by putting my finger with paint there. So this may be a technique I'm going to have to actually do something different to. I may have to thicken paints up or not. I don't want to tip any more off. So I think it is a little bit thin, because on these corners, and it's only on the corners, I can see it kind of showing a bit of canvas underneath. So that's metallics for you. You've got to practice, and that's why I do these practice runs. You've got to figure out how the paints work. So these cups are really cool. So I'm going to give it a torch. Actually, before I lose too much paint, I'm going to give it a scrape. So it did cover the sides quite well, but it was thinner. It's just the parts that I'm having issues with is the real corner. But what I will do is, in about 20 minutes, once the paint is settled down a little bit, I'll probably just dab a little bit from the bottom tray. That's why I love these trays. I'll just grab a little bit from this bottom tray and just dab it on the very corner and let it run down. But I am getting good effects, and I think it's because of the black with the metallics. I knew my flamethrower was going to do that. I don't think I'm going to get anything noticeable, but I don't have any bubbles either. So I've achieved what I wanted. This is pretty cool. So I'm glad that I still got the berry and the purple. I probably lost more purple than I did berry. The berries come out quite well. In the silver, you can see the purple in there, but it's not as strong as the berry is. Yeah, I reckon my paint could be a little bit thicker. Just a little bit on edges. But it could also be it's a different canvas. Some canvases cling the paint to them better, and some of them kind of feel like they're still a little bit siliconized and kind of like things to drip off and run. I'm going to grab my camera and bring it down for a close-up. Voila! There we go. This is pretty cool, and I think it will look really, really good once it's dried. All the metallics will show up. Only thing not metallic is the black. So, and as we... sorry, I'm getting a bit old. As you can see, the sides are covered. Probably they're getting a little bit of streaking because the paint's thinner. But they're not looking too bad. Come around here to this end. Got some cool looking cells and effects happening all through here. The black's got some nice shimmer in it from the other colours going over the top. Sorry, it's hard to keep the camera in focus while I'm moving it. Got some lacing or stuff happening in the black there. And we've got some really cool coloured cells happening down here. So, and there's my middle, which has got all the crossovers of the colours. So it was a little bit harder because it was thin and because it was a smaller canvas. But I am still pretty pleased with this. I think this is going to look absolutely awesome once it's dried. So I'll try and show you in a couple of days when it's dried on a next video. But this is it. Metallic Infinity Pour. So I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe, share, like, leave comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Alright everyone, have a good night. Bye.